Hello, this is my presentation on why a SAME No Weather Radio should be in all homes, made by me, Keith Guy, and today's date is August 9th, 2023. The 8 ways to receive weather alerts: a No Weather Radio, TV, radio, wireless emergency alerts, weather apps, internet websites, outdoor sirens, family, friends, and co-workers. What do the 6 ways do to alert you? What do they sound and look like? The No Weather Radio warns you of any weather hazards through warnings, watches, and advisories. What happens is, if the NWS issues a tornado warning in your area, the No Weather Radio will go into full gear. The radio siren goes off. The warning light will light up, and the screen in the radio will display the words clear in a light blue background, tornado warning. Once you press the weather/snooze button, it will tell you which NWS issued the alert. The alert is a tornado warning, the county or counties that are in the tornado warning, how long the alert will last, how the tornado was detected, where it is and direction it's moving, how fast it's moving, the impacts, how and where to take shelter if you're outside or inside, and the other possible hazards. So this is one example, not an example, but a video on what it does to alert you. This is the Midland. These both are the Midland No Weather Radio WR120B models.
68 and the relative humidity was 27%. Winds were west at 24, gusting to 41 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.63 and rising. At the request of Reno and Harvey County Emergency Management, a large wildfire is ongoing in eastern Reno into western Harvey counties in between the towns of Buller and Burton. People are being asked to evacuate if you live in the following areas: Reno County, evacuate homes from 30th to you south. Highway 50 from Buller or Heaven Road to Brimrock Road, Harvey County, immediate evacuation requested from you south. Highway 50 to Northwest 48 from Woodbury to Sand Hill Road.
Here's another video.
Repeating, a tornado warning remains in effect until 9:45 p.m. for the following county: Monroe, Michigan. The following is an important message. For the following counties in Michigan: Livingston, Macomb, Oakland, St. Clair, Washtenaw, and Wayne. High wind warning in effect until midnight tonight. What? Southwest winds of 40 to 50 miles per hour with some gusts. Until midnight tonight. Impacts: damaging winds will blow down trees and power lines. Widespread power outages are expected. Travel will be difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. Additional details: Doppler radar has been observing a narrow corridor of strong wind development behind the trailing back edge of the shower and thunderstorm activity. Power outages have been reported. Here is the forecast for the northern side.
As you could see, the warning light was on, the siren went off, and told you important information. Here is another video of a No Weather Radio with SAME technology. This is the newest model for Midland, the WR400 model.
The National National Weather Service in Mount Holly has issued a flash flood warning for northeastern Carbon County in northeastern Pennsylvania, northwestern Monroe County in northeastern Pennsylvania until 10 p.m. At 6:02 p.m., Doppler radar and automated rain gauges indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. Between 1 and 2.5 inches of rain have fallen. The expected rainfall rate is 1 to 2 inches in 1 hour. Additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 2 inches are possible in the warned area. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Hazard: flash flooding caused by thunderstorms. Source: radar and automated gauges. Impact: flooding of small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets, and underpasses, as well as other drainage and low-lying areas. Some locations that may experience flash flooding include Blakesley, Lake Harmony, Arrowhead Lake, Pocono Raceway, and Pocono Pines. This includes the following highways: Interstate 80 in Pennsylvania between mile markers 277 and 295. Northeast extension between mile markers 92 and 98. Turn around, don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. In hilly terrain, there are hundreds of low water crossings which are potentially dangerous in heavy rain. Do not attempt to cross flooded roads. Find an alternate route. Flooding is occurring or is imminent. It is important to know where you are relative to streams, rivers, or creeks which can become killers in heavy rains. Campers and hikers should avoid streams or creeks.
What does a TV do to alert you? There are some ways a TV will alert you of weather alerts. First is the EAS, which stands for Emergency Alert System. What will happen is when you're watching your program, it will be interrupted, following with the screen turning black in the background, and white text will appear telling you what interrupted your program, show you that the National Weather Service issued a weather alert, and a speaker will give you information about the alert, what to do, etc. For example, if there is a tornado warning, it will say which NWS issued the tornado warning. Issued a tornado warning, the counties under the tornado warning tell when the warning will expire, how the tornado was indicated, possible hazards, locations in the impact, and how and where to take shelter, whether you're outside or inside. Next is your local news or weather channel, such as AccuWeather or the Weather Channel. If you're under a weather alert while you're on the local news, then it will sound the EAS alarm. Captions will appear on top of the TV screen with a banner in the background and a voice in the background telling you what's wrong and what to do. For example, if you're in a tornado warning, it will interrupt the news channel and will play the EAS alarm while the captions appear on your screen, giving you information while a voice tells you the information. Tell you that a tornado warning was issued at your county and tell you when the warning expires. In addition to the ways TV warns you about the weather, there will probably channels such as AccuWeather or the Weather Channel covering the weather that you're in and giving the latest updates and coverage. Side note, they will also probably give you video of the weather while you're inside watching it on the TV. What does TV look like when it alerts you? This is what the emergency alert system looks like. Now be aware, this was made by me, as searching for a video on the internet with one of these is very hard to come by to tell if it's real or fake. So I made one of these to give you an example. This is what the ES alarm looks like. And
The National Weather Service in State College, Pennsylvania has issued a tornado warning for southeastern Lancaster County in south central Pennsylvania until 7:30 p.m. At 7:03 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Mount Vernon, moving east at 20 miles per hour. Hazard, tornado. Source, radar indicated rotation. Impact, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. This tornadic thunderstorm will remain over mainly rural areas of southeastern Lancaster County, including the following locations: Kirkwood. Take cover now. Move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Repeating, a tornado warning has been issued until 7:30 p.m. for the following county: Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
So that is what the real ES sounds like on TV and looks. Here's what the local news will do to warn you.
A tornado warning has been issued for Chester County, effective until 8:10 p.m.
So this is weather coverage. This is basically TV weather channels or local news channels showing you the latest of the weather, such as a tornado and also this hurricane. Unfortunately, I will not be playing these videos because I do not want to get copyright striked, so these will pose as images right now. These were also not from permission. I just grabbed these because I felt like I needed to. What does the AM/FM radio do to alert you? For a tornado warning scenario, if you're listening to the news or music on your radio, whether it's a radio in your car or a radio you will have in the house, or your music or news will be interrupted with the ES alarm, and a voice will tell you that the local NWS issued a tornado warning, which county or counties are under the tornado warning, when the tornado will expire, how the tornado was detected, where the storm is moving, and how fast, and how and where to take shelter, whether you're outside or inside. What do wireless emergency alerts for weather do to alert you? These emergency alerts are sent through smartphones, playing the ES alarm with an important message appearing in front of your screen. For example, if you get a tornado warning through your phone, then the ES alarm will play and an emergency message will appear on screen. It tells you that you are under a tornado warning, when it will expire, and where and how to take shelter, whether you're outside or inside. This is what a wireless emergency alert will sound and look like. This is a real one too. The text-to-speech, however, is edited into the video.
emergency alert. National Weather Service.
That is the text-to-speech you hear. That part has been edited. Another image is right here to show you what a wireless emergency alert looks like. Emergency alert. National Weather Service tornado warning in this area until 10:15 a.m. Take shelter now in a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. If you are indoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from falling debris. Check media. What do other apps do to alert you? If you are under a severe thunderstorm warning, then you may get a notification from your weather apps on your phone, tablet, or computer. When you tap or click the notification, it will give you important information. The information will tell you that a severe thunderstorm warning is in effect. The NWS that issued the warning, when it was issued, when it will expire, where the tornado is, in which direction it's moving, hazards, how it was indicated, the impacts, locations impacted, and how and where to take shelter inside, and side hazards such as heavy rain causing floods, making it dangerous to drive through. Another image of the weather apps giving you a notification to alert you is right here. I will also say that on my own laptop, I have received a notification just like this that alerted me of a tornado watch. This is not my area though. This is credited sources. What do weather websites do to warn you? Weather websites such as AccuWeather.com, Weather.com, Weather.gov, and others don't just warn you of weather hazards in your area, such as advisories, watches, and warnings, but can give you a 5 to 7 to 10 day forecast, depending on which website it is, as well as details about the weather, such as dew points and humidity. The only way the weather websites can warn you is just by putting your address into the website to reveal what advisories, watches, and warnings that you are under in your area, as well as giving you a forecast for the week. There are no notification sounds and alarms to alert you. If you have a severe thunderstorm warning and look up your area by putting your address into one of the websites, you will see the warning. If you click on it, it will give you some information. For weather.gov, it will say, for a severe thunderstorm warning scenario, that a severe thunderstorm warning is in effect. When the warning expires, certain areas affected by this, how the storm was indicated, hazards, the impacts, counties affected by the severe thunderstorm warning, how to take shelter inside, and how other hazards such as cloud-to-ground lightning. I will also add that the how to take shelter inside and outside thing is not in case you're outside. It just tells you if you're in a tornado warning, you can just go into a ditch. That's how to shelter outside with a tornado warning. But if this is a thunderstorm warning, the only option is to go inside. I want to clear up that in case there's confusion. So this is the weather.gov website, which I'm very familiar with, of what will have if you put your address in. In my case, I just clicked a random location. It clearly shows you the hazardous weather conditions. This is for the weather.gov. It will say hazardous weather conditions and display all watches, warnings, and advisories in this bar. Show the current conditions, wind speeds, humidity, dew points, all the wonderful stuff, and the 5-day weather forecast. This, I think, is the AccuWeather website. I could be wrong. Of what happens when you put your address in. There was no alert in here, but I'm sure it would still show you. This is a little forecast and shows you the humidity and dew points. This is, I think, the Weather Channel. I can be wrong. This is the website. And it shows you the air quality and the forecast. There might be others, but I might have missed them. What do outdoor sirens do to warn you? Outdoor sirens, often called tornado warnings, will go off with their loud siren whenever there is a tornado warning. Some states and counties use the sirens for not just tornadoes, but severe thunderstorms, hail, and high winds. This is what a tornado siren, or outdoor siren, it's kind of the same thing, sounds like. Just gonna hear it again. And that's enough. Here's what other other outdoor sirens sound of what they look like. Here we are here with many of these, and another one right here. What can friends, family, and coworkers do to warn you and others? Whenever friends, families, or coworkers get alerted about the weather, they are most likely going to tell everyone they know about the weather alert, or those who probably would least know about it. It's up to them to tell you what you need to know, including what to do. Note, there was once a time, this is my story, there was once a time I had to call my Nan to let her know of a storm or weather alert, because I knew she wouldn't have known as soon as it would have been there or issued. I will also say, which I have not included in this presentation, that there was once a tornado watch under effect. But it turns out, later in the day, she told me that she was unaware of a tornado warning. Not tornado warning, of a tornado watch. Why a SAME no weather radio should be present in all homes. From here, I will explain why no weather radio should be present in all homes. I will compare the no weather radio from the other 6 ways, except for family, friends, and co-workers, to be warned, as well as to tell my thoughts of why no weather radio should be present in all homes. I will compare the SAME no weather radio to the other 6 ways to get alerts on weather events in the categories, which are alerting 24/7, provided information, user-friendliness, power options, and affordability. First is the TV. Alerting you. The no weather radio alerts you by its loud siren going off. One of the weather warning labels lighting up the warning, watch, or advisory light, and will show what weather alert is issued on the radio's screen. The TV alerts you in 2 ways. One is the weather warning. One is the warning broadcast, where the background of the screen is black, with other words labeled in white, telling you what's wrong. The other way it alerts you is the weather channels on TV, such as local news or the Weather Channel. For the Weather Channel, it will warn you by sending 3 loud beeps through your speakers and telling you what the weather alert is. In conclusion, the no weather radio does a better job alerting you thanks to the siren that can reach across rooms in your house, bringing you to no weather radio, showing you what weather alert you're under with bold text on the screen. I will also mention that the TV, when it comes to, I'm sorry, forgive my stuttering. Alerting 24/7. The no weather radio will always be ready to alert you as long as there is a power source and you can hear the loud siren, if you choose to have a siren in the setup. when it comes to the TV, it's either on when you want to watch something or off when you are finished using it. If the TV is off, you won't get warned by weather alerts such as a tornado warning. So unless you keep the TV on 24/7, you won't be warned by it. Meanwhile, the NOAA weather radio is always on, but make sure that it has a power source just like the TV should have. In conclusion, the SAME NOAA weather radio wins in this comparison for being on 24/7 to alert you. Provided information. If there is a tornado warning, the NOAA weather radio will tell which NWS issued the alert, tell you it's a tornado warning, the county or counties that are under the tornado warning, how long the tornado warning will last, how the tornado was detected, where the tornado is, how fast it is, which direction it's moving, the impact, how and where to take shelter if you're outside or inside, and other possible hazards such as debris. One of the ways to be alerted through TV is the ES. When the ES is activated, your program is interrupted. The screen turns black with white text in the front telling you the EAS has activated and the NWS has issued a tornado warning. If it's a tornado warning, it will say which NWS issued the tornado warning, the county is under effect, how the tornado was detected, where it is according to the radar, where it's moving and how fast it is, possible hazards, and where and how to take shelter. Weather alerts on TV channels such as Weather Channel and local news. When the local news alerts you of a weather alert, like a tornado warning, there will be text on top of the screen with the ES alarm, then a voice telling you that a tornado warning has been issued for your county, tells you how long it will last. There may be more to it with other channels, but due to the lack of YouTube videos for this subject, I couldn't get exactly what I needed for this presentation. For the Weather Channel, during a weather alert, there will be 3 loud beeps, then a voice telling you the weather alert that is in effect in your area. TV coverage. If there is a severe thunderstorm warning or a tornado warning in your area, it will most likely be covered by the local news or weather channels. They will provide more information about the storm, show radar, and will give you the latest updates about the situation. Side note, they will also most likely show you video footage from their own cameras. In conclusion, the TV wins this comparison for not only a summary of what's happening and what you need to do, but can also provide the latest information about the storm. You should still get to shelter instead of watching TV though. Side note, you can still use a laptop, phone, go to the local news channel's website, and there should probably be a live TV option for you to tap or click to watch the live news right on your phone. User friendliness. For TV, if you need to tune into the local news or a weather channel, you have to put in a number combination. Go through the guide or type what you want to get to those channels. For the SAME NOAA weather radio, you are automatically tuned into the weather for any hazards or important information. When you press the weather/news button, you will be warned and tuned into the weather for a weather emergency for the Midland NOAA weather radio. You may also need to turn up the volume if needed. In conclusion, the NOAA weather radio wins this comparison for how simple and how fast it is to tune into the weather. Power options. When it comes to the power options for the TV, there are some of which can be a home generator or power station with options to recharge, such as solar panels or using electricity to recharge. Although the TV itself has power options to stay on, that doesn't mean the TV provider, which lets you receive weather alerts through TV, will get power. The provider, such as a satellite, will also need power, so now more power will be consumed and needed. These power options for the TV won't last day and night, so it's limited depending on the two options. For the Noaa weather radio, there will be more power options such as batteries, for emergency backup batteries, power outlets, generators, and power stations. The next difference is that the Midland Noaa weather radio won't take as much power as the TV and the TV provider, so that the Noaa weather radio will last longer while powered by the power stations and or the generator. While powered by the power stations and or the generator. In conclusion, the Noaa weather radio wins this comparison for having more power options and not needing anything but the radio and power itself. Affordability. For the Midland WR120 model, which, side note, the SAME Noaa weather radios are mostly from the Midland brand. The Midland WR120B model is $34, which is their oldest model, and their newest model, the WR400, is $70. For TVs, you can get the RCA 24-inch class HD TV for $78 on the Walmart website, or the Insignia 24-inch F20 series TV for $65 to the Amazon website. The price of the TV also adds up when you have to have a provider for your TV. Just buying a TV and plugging it in won't warn you of any weather hazards. The Noaa weather radio just needs to be plugged in and set up. In conclusion, the Noaa weather radios win in this comparison because of how inexpensive, as well as not needing any additional components. In conclusion, the Noaa weather radio wins for how it alerts you, alerting you 24/7, how user-friendly it is, the power options it has, and how affordable it is. This isn't to say the TV isn't a good source for weather alerts, because it can provide constant updates about the weather that you're in. Now we are moving on to the Noaa weather radio versus the AM/FM radio. Alerting you. The Noaa weather radio alerts you with its loud siren going off. One of the warning lights on it showing you if it's a warning, watch, or advisory, and displaying the weather alert on the radio screen, such as a tropical storm watch. The AM/FM radio alerts you with a ES alarm following with the information about what the weather alert is and what to do. In conclusion, the Noaa weather does a better job alerting you with a loud siren that can reach across rooms and displaying the weather alert on the radio, telling you what weather alert you're under. Alerting you 24/7. For the AM/FM radio, it's either on when you're using it or off when you're done using it. It can't alert you if it's off. For the Noaa weather radio, it will always alert you 24/7 for any weather alerts issued by the National Weather Service, as long as it has a power source. Side note, the Noaa weather radio is always supposed to be on once it's plugged in. In conclusion, the Noaa weather radio wins in this comparison for alerting you 24/7. Provided information. If there is a tornado warning in the AM/FM radio, will tell which county or counties are under the tornado warning, when the tornado warning will expire, how the tornado was detected, where the storm is moving and how fast, and how and where to take shelter, whether you're outside or inside. If there is a tornado warning, the Noaa weather radio will tell which NWS issued the alert. Tell you it's a tornado warning, the county or counties that are under the tornado warning, how long the tornado warning will last, how the tornado was detected, where the tornado is, how fast it is, which direction it's moving, the impact, how and where to take shelter if you're outside or inside, and other possible hazards such as debris. In conclusion, the No Weather Area wins for giving more information. For user friendliness, the AM/FM radio has very simple controls. Some have more controls than others due to some having a CD player while others don't. The AM/FM radio that gives you weather alerts is pretty basic. The AM/FM part that gives you weather alerts is pretty basic. All you need to do is select your volume channel, AM or FM channel, and put the antenna up. It's so easy that any age from young to old can use it with little to no problems. The controls for the No Weather Radio are also very simple. Now, AM/FM radios always have the same controls no matter what brand you get. The No Weather Radio from Midland to other brands have different but not difficult controls. The Midland WR120 model has simple controls to listen about the weather. The Midland WR120 has a weather/snooze button, so all you need to do to listen to the weather is just to press that button. The newest model, the WR400, has the same weather/snooze button, but also a AM/FM option to listen to the normal radio stations as well as other weather radios not branded or made by Midland. The controls are simple, but the AM/FM is just a on or off button to listen to radio channels. In conclusion, the AM/FM radio wins this comparison, but that doesn't mean the No Weather Radio weather radios are hard to learn. This conclusion is just based off of small details. The young and old can still learn how all weather radios easily. Power options. When it comes to the AM/FM radios, there are some power options such as power through an outlet, batteries, and power stations. They also can last long depending on which radio you get, such as big ones or small ones. For the No Weather Radio, the power options are just the same as the AM/FM radio. Power consumption may be different though. In conclusion, it is a tie in this comparison. Affordability. For the same No Weather Radio prices, the WR120B Midland model is $35. For their WR400 model, it's $70. For AM/FM radio prices, such as this one, the Megatech portable CD player boombox is $50 on Amazon. And the UQueg portable AM/FM radio, mini radio, is $8.50. In conclusion, the AM/FM radio wins this comparison for how inexpensive they are compared to the No Weather Radio. Conclusion. In conclusion, the No Weather Radio wins for how it alerts you, alerting you 24/7, and provided information it will give you. While the AM/FM radio is good for being portable and user friendly. The NOAA weather for now we move on to the SAME No Weather Radio versus wireless emergency alerts. Alerting you. The No Weather Radio alerts you by its loud siren, one out of the three warning lights showing you whether it's a warning, watch, or advisory, and displays the weather alert on the radio's screen, such as a tornado warning. Then just press the weather/snooze button for more information about the weather and what to do. The wireless emergency alerts warn you through your phone. Your phones will have a beep to get your attention, along with a message on your phone showing you what weather alert you're under and very important information about the weather and what to do. In conclusion, the Noaa Weather Radio does a better job at alerting you because of its loud siren compared to the beeps on your phone. The loud siren that can alert you farther due to how loud it is and will certainly wake you up better in the middle of the night. Alerting 24/7. The Noaa Weather Radio will alert you 24/7 as long as it's plugged in and set up and is set up properly. You will always get warned about a weather alert from the middle of the day to the middle of the night. The phones will also alert you 24/7 of a weather alert from the middle of the day to the middle of the night. In conclusion, it is a timeless comparison because both alert you 24/7. Provided information. When a weather alert such as a tornado warning goes through the Noaa Weather Radio, it will tell you which nebulous location issued the alert. The alert is a tornado warning, the county or counties under the tornado warning, how long the alert will last, how the tornado was detected, where it is and how fast it's moving, the impact, how and where to take shelter if you're outside or inside, and other possible hazards. When a weather alert such as a tornado warning goes through your phone, which is where wireless emergency alerts are sent through, it will tell you what weather alert you're under, how long it will last, and where and how to take shelter, as well as to check the media to get the latest updates. In conclusion, the Noaa Weather Radio wins this comparison for giving you more detailed information. User friendliness. The Noaa Weather Radio has simple controls for all ages, but takes some navigating. After set, the only button you'll most likely be pressing is the weather/news button when the weather alert makes your weather radio go off. Side note, you also might be messing with the volume button. The smartphone. The device that receives alerts is also simple as the emergency message just pops up on your phone, and all you have to do is read and dismiss the message. In conclusion, it's a tie as both will alert you of the weather, and all you have to do is press or tap a button, which In conclusion, it is a tie as both will alert you of the weather, and all you have to do is press or tap a button, making both simple. Power options. The Noaa Weather Radio can be plugged into an outlet, take batteries, and be plugged into a power station. The smartphone has some power options to keep its battery charged. You can charge it through an outlet, power station, power bank, and anywhere with a USB port. In conclusion, the smartphone wins for having more power options than the Noaa Weather Radio. Affordability. The Midland WR120B model is $34. The Midland WR400 model is $70. The smartphone prices, such as the TrackPhone Blue View 2, is $28 on the Walmart website, as well as the Walmart Family Mobile Samsung Galaxy AO3s, which are $50. In conclusion, the smartphone wins for being more affordable compared to the Noaa Weather Radio. In conclusion, it is a tie as the Noaa Weather Radio is good at how it alerts you with its siren and the information it gives you about the weather. It has a lack of power options and affordability compared to the smartphone. Both are great at alerting you 24/7 and how user-friendly they are. The smartphone itself can be hard for others to navigate for some ages, but that wasn't mentioned because this comparison was about the wireless emergency alerts, not how the entire phone works. Note, while the phone is good about being affordable and the power options it has, doesn't defeat the sole purpose of the the SAME NOAA weather radio. So please don't let the 4 billion power stations get in the way of getting a SAME NOAA weather radio. Side note, it is also not as loud as the NOAA weather radio. So the chances of waking up to the NOAA to the AS of the SAME NOAA weather radio compared to the phone is a large difference. The NOAA weather radio, the SAME NOAA weather radio will obviously be louder than the phone itself. Now we move on to the ASME NOAA weather radio versus weather apps. Alerting you. The NOAA weather radio alerts you of weather alerts by its loud siren, which will make you get up even during the nighttime. When you arrive to the NOAA weather radio, it will have a flashing light showing you if it's a warning, watch, or advisory. On the radio screen will show you the weather alert. The weather apps, smartphone, tablet, PC, which can be installed on, alert you of weather alerts by notifications. These notifications do not make a sound but appear. I mean, you might get a little notification sound if you got a text. These are but appear when there is a weather alert. They will be seen when you go to your lock screen on your smartphone or tablet. Not PC though. In conclusion, the NOAA weather radio wins this comparison because of how loud the siren that will get anyone's attention, as the weather apps won't even make a sound to alert you. They will side note, they will probably play the regular notifications on your phone, but it's still nothing compared to the SAME NOAA weather radio. Alerting 24/7. The NOAA weather radio will always alert you 24/7 as long as it has a power source. Whenever there is a weather alert, it will always go off day and night. Weather apps will also always alert you 24/7 as long as the device you're using has power or a charged battery. Same as the NOAA weather radio, as long as it has a power source. Anyways, the weather apps will also need permission to work in the background of your phone, so it can alert you at all times, which is always asked when opening the app for the first time. In conclusion, it is a tie because both the weather apps and the weather radio will alert you 24/7. Side note, this is not about the sirens or how this will get your attention. This is simply just the feature of being able to let you know 24/7 that you're under a weather alert. Provided information. In a severe thunderstorm warning, the NOAA weather radio will tell you which NWS issued the warning, counties, and other locations that are in the severe thunderstorm warning. When the warning will expire, where the storms were located, which direction, and how fast the storms are moving. Hazards such as wind gusts, source, impact, where the storms will hit other locations, and its path, and time, as well as interstates, and how and where to take shelter. In a severe thunderstorm warning, the weather apps will tell you when it was issued, when it will expire, which NWS issued the warning, counties under the warning, how the storm is detected, which direction the storm is moving, hazards, impacts, and other threats and information such as hail size and winds. Side note, the information from here is different from the others because this is a severe thunderstorm warning. The severe thunderstorm warning and the tornado warning are different and will give you different information. Although the severe thunderstorm warnings, no matter what location, are basically the same. Same with tornado warnings. In conclusion, it is a tie as both give great information about the weather alert. User friendliness. For the NOAA weather radio, there are many models with a few more buttons, but with just some navigating and learning, you will be able to use any NOAA weather radio. In fact, After the setup, the only button you will need to press to hear the weather is the weather/news button. For the weather apps, there are many with similar or different user interfaces, but with some navigating, you will easily learn how to use a weather app. You just tap on the app on your smartphone, and you just have to swipe down for more info. As well as little features, you can just tap to use them. In conclusion, the Noaa weather wins for having very few buttons compared to the weather apps to get your weather information, making it easier to use. Power options. The Noaa weather radio has a few power options to stay on. It can be plugged into a power outlet, take batteries, and can be plugged into a power station. For the smartphone, it can be charged through a power outlet, power bank, power stations, and anywhere with a USB port, such as a laptop. In conclusion, the smartphone is having more power options than a Noaa weather radio. Affordability. The Midland WR120B is $35 on Amazon, and for the WR400 model, it is $70. For smartphone prices, the TrackPhone Blue View 2 is $38 on Walmart, while the Walmart family mobile Samsung Galaxy A03s is $50. In conclusion, no matter what the retailer is, the smartphone wins because it is cheaper than the Noaa weather radio. In conclusion, it is a tie because even though both are great with alerting you 24/7 and the information both give you, the Noaa weather radio is better at how it alerts you and how user-friendly it is, while the weather apps, which are given access through phones, are better at power options it has, as well as smartphone affordability. Now we move on to SAME Noaa weather radio versus internet websites. Alerting you. The Noaa weather radio alerts you when a weather alert is issued in your county or area. When the radio goes off, its loud sound will go off. One of the three lights for warning or watch or advisory will light up and the weather alert will appear on the radio screen. The weather websites such as weather.com or weather.gov won't alert you of any weather alert unless you go into their website. In conclusion, the Noaa weather wins for how it alerts you with its loud sound, while the weather websites have to be manually searched up on the internet for them to alert you. Alerting you 24/7. The Noaa weather radio will always alert you about any weather alerts with a loud siren as long as it has a power source, such as being plugged into a power outlet. The weather websites can't alert you 24/7 because you have to manually go to the websites on your device to see if you're under a weather alert, such as a tornado warning. You won't know if you don't go onto it. In conclusion, the Noaa weather radio wins for being able to alert you day and night for weather alerts, while the weather websites can't. Provided information. In a severe thunderstorm warning, the Noaa weather radio will tell you which NWS issued the warning, counties and other locations that are in the severe thunderstorm warning, when the warning will expire, where the storms were located, which direction and how fast the storms are moving, hazards such as wind gusts, source, impact, where the storms will hit other locations in its path and time, as well as with the interstates, and how and where to take shelter. In a severe thunderstorm warning, the weather websites, weather.gov in this case, will tell you which NWS, sorry, that was supposed to be spelled as NWS, not news, will tell you which NWS issued the warning, when it was issued, what date it was issued, what areas are in effect, the time and where it was located, what direction, and how fast it's going, hazards, source, impacts, including locations impacted, how and where to take shelter, and other hazards such as too much rain making it dangerous to drive. In conclusion, the weather websites win weather.gov in this case, because of just some more little details such as the hazard of driving in a severe thunderstorm warning. For user friendliness, the Noaa Weather Radio, there are many models with a few or more buttons, but with just some navigating and learning, you will be able to use any Noaa Weather Radio. In fact, after the setup, the only button you will need to press to hear the weather is the weather/news button. There are many weather websites with familiar or completely different interfaces. If you go to AccuWeather, you will be presented with a radar. You'll be presented with a radar of the USA, weather temperatures across the USA, weather news, and an option to put your location in to see what weather will be like for your area. If you go to weather.com, you will be presented with a forecast option. I forgot to highlight the T in forecast. If you go to weather.com, you are presented with forecast options, radar, the top story, weather across the country, and an option to put your location in to see what the weather will be like for your area. If you go to weather.gov, you will be shown with a map in the USA, but also Alaska and Hawaii. It will also it will show weather alerts such as warnings, watches, and advisories across the map. You can click any part of the map to see your area, to see what's going on, as well as an option to put your location and to see what the weather will be like in your area. There are also many other weather websites out on the internet with different user interfaces. In conclusion, the Noaa Weather Radio wins for being more user-friendly, as it is easy to use to get your weather in your area, and any alerts too. You are most likely going to be pressing the volume button and the weather/news button the most. Power options. The Noaa Weather Radio has a few power options to stay on. It can be plugged into a power outlet, take batteries, and can be plugged into a power station. The internet websites can be accessed through a smartphone, tablet, PC. The smartphone can be charged through a power outlet, power bank, power station, and with a USB port. The same goes for a tablet. For PC, you can use a power outlet and a power station. In conclusion, the internet websites win for being able to be accessed through smartphones and the devices that use multiple power sources. Affordability. The SAME Noaa Weather Radio prices for the Midland WR120B model, it is $35 on Amazon. For the WR400 model, it is $70 on Amazon. For smartphone wise, the TrackPhone Blue View 2 is $30 on the Walmart website, and the Walmart Family Mobile Samsung Galaxy AOS 3S is $50. No, an internet provider is required to go onto the internet to access the website. Internet providers cost money. In conclusion, the Noaa Weather Radio wins for being able to work without needing any additional components. In conclusion, the Noaa Weather Radio is better than weather websites for how it alerts you with its siren, alerting you 24/7, and how user-friendly it is, and how affordable it is. Even though the radio wins in this, in 4 to 6 comparisons, the weather websites still do a good job with the power options the devices have, which are used to access websites, as well as detailed information they give you. Now we move on to the SAME Noaa Weather Radio versus outdoor sirens. Alerting you. When the Noaa Weather Radio alerts you, whether it's a watch, warning, or advisory, its loud siren will go off one out of the 3 other alert type will light up, and the radio screen will tell you what the weather alert is. When the outdoor sirens mainly for tornadoes or severe thunderstorm. The sirens will make a loud noise to be heard from across streets to areas. However, the outdoor sirens might not be heard in your home and are only in certain areas where tornadoes are common. For side note, they're common in Tornado Alley, such as Oklahoma, Kansas, part of Texas, and maybe even South Dakota. In conclusion, the NOAA Weather Radio wins for being able to alert you with its loud siren in your home, because the NOAA Weather Radio is really just for personal use. Alerting 24/7. The NOAA Weather will always alert you about any weather alerts with a loud siren as long as it has a power source, such as being plugged into a power outlet. The outdoor sirens will always alert you about tornadoes with a loud siren as long as it is activated. Side note, it is not activated by the NWS. In conclusion, it is a tie as both will alert you 24/7. Provided information. When a weather alert such as a tornado warning goes through the NOAA Weather Radio, it will tell you which NWS location issued the alert. The alert is a tornado warning, the county or county is under the tornado warning, how long the alert will last, how the tornado was detected, where it is, and how fast it's moving, the impact, how and where to take shelter if you're outside or inside. Because, side note, there's ways to take shelter outside and inside. End of side note. And other possible hazards. When the outdoor sirens go off, they do not tell you of anything, of course. You have to be educated on what their purpose is, and only then you know what the loud siren is for. The siren is there for you to know that there's a tornado and you need to take shelter fast. In conclusion, the NOAA Weather Radio wins for giving you information about the weather alert and the storm, as the tornado siren doesn't tell you information. You have to know information about the outdoor siren. User friendliness. For the NOAA Weather Radio, there are many models with a few more buttons, but with just some navigating and learning, you will be able to use the NOAA Weather Radio. In fact, after the setup, the only button you will need to press to hear the weather is the weather/news button. The outdoor sirens are activated by the people, not by NWS, by the way. So all you have to do is listen and get to cover. In conclusion, the outdoor sirens win because you don't have to do anything but listen for the sirens and get to cover. Power options. The NOAA Weather has a few power options to stay on. It can be plugged into a power outlet, take batteries, and can be plugged into a power station. The outdoor sirens are powered by electricity in the area where they're installed. In conclusion, the NOAA Weather Radio wins for having more power options than the outdoor siren. Affordability. The Midland WR120B model is $35 on Amazon.com, and the WR400 model is $70 on the Amazon.com. Outdoor sirens can cost the city thousands of dollars plus the installation. In conclusion, the NOAA Weather Radio wins for being less expensive than the outdoor sirens. In conclusion, the NOAA Weather Radio is better than the outdoor siren for how it alerts you, the information it gives you, the power options it has, and how affordable it is. This isn't to say that the outdoor sirens aren't as good as they can warn a large amount of people in the areas where the sirens are installed, such as if you're in a car. The NOAA Weather Radios are really for personal use. Here are the results. Excuse the title, I forgot to, as I was reading and reviewing it, I apparently missed a few parts. Results. The NOAA Weather Radio versus TV. The NOAA Weather Radio wins. The NOAA Weather Radio versus AM/FM radio. The NOAA Weather Radio wins. The NOAA Weather Radio versus wireless emergency alerts is a tie. The NOAA Weather Radio versus weather apps is a tie. For the NOAA Weather Radio versus internet websites, the NOAA Weather Radio wins. The NOAA Weather Radio versus outdoor sirens, the NOAA Weather Radio wins. Side note, I do advise if this does seem very convincing, but do check back at the results for each comparison, because I didn't list them here, such as little side notes. why I think a signal weather radio should be in all homes. In my opinion, my argument why a signal weather radio should be in all homes is that not only is it your own personal alarm for weather alerts, but it is easy to use. Will alert you, very affordable, convenient, and has saved lives before. It has a loud siren compared to a loud phone, TV, and any AM/FM radio can be. It will also alert you about weather at any time. Sure, tornado warning is up, but it is not loud enough to reach inside your home. In fact, if you can't power on the Noaa weather radio, there are no weather radios without ASME technology that have a handle that you can crank the radio to power up so you can listen to further information. It can also be user-friendly so the young and elderly can learn how to use it compared to the phone or a TV. And what I mean by phone this time, I mean the entire phone, how it works. You can think of it, or you can also think of it as a smoke detector, but for weather. It is also very user-friendly from any age, so again, from young to the elderly, you can learn how to use it easily. It's cheap, easy to use, it will always alert you, give you important information, and has an emergency power option, which are the batteries, of course. The possible errors. Nothing is perfect, including the 6 ways to receive weather alerts. The no weather radio stations can go off air, which you won't get any information from there, and you will be advised to turn into another alternative. TVs can lose signal. AM/FM radios can lose signal. Smartphones can have their own errors. Internet can stop working at any time. I'm talking to you, CenturyLink. Outdoor sirens may not work once in a while, but it's not activated by the NWS, so it takes seconds for them to be on. But those seconds count. This side is to just say, like, sure, I'm recommending a no weather radio, but you should always also have any alternative, so in case one doesn't work, you can use the other. Always have an alternative to be prepared. Since everything has an error and issues, it's important to have alternatives to be warned. It's a good idea to have no way in case your TV has lost signal, or your phone on while the power is out in case you don't have batteries in the no weather radio. This internet user had nothing to rely on but his no weather radio.
In north-central moving east at 40 miles per hour. Hazard, 60 miles per hour wind gusts. Source, radar indicated.
Hey guys, so no internet, no phone service. You can see we're just buffering, and I can't explain how handy it is to have these Midlands with the built-in weather radios right now.
11 miles northeast of Jackson.
We've got tornadoes in just south of us, and so this is nice to have, that is for sure.
Source.
Now, I have been side note, I haven't just done nothing but talking about why I should have these no weather radios, SAME no weather radios, as well as some other alternatives. But why should you be concerned about the weather to begin with? Just so you can get like a new radio in your household. The weather is so unpredictable, even with the latest technology. Even your forecast is a simple prediction of what will happen. Sure, you won't always get a severe thunderstorm or tornado, but you also will never know when it will come. For example, even during tropical storm and hurricanes, we still can't get an accurate path. Hurricanes are extremely deadly and bring a lot of storm surge and a lot of flooding. They will bring flooding, high winds, and even make tornadoes. Here is Hurricane Irma back in 2017. These are images of the predicted paths before it hit Florida. Over here, this path shows you it'll go straight in the center of Florida. This path made by the NWS, and on the NWS website, specifically the National Hurricane Center website, says it'll go all the way to the east of Florida. Now, after Irma died, we have the official path. So instead, it did go over here, yes, but it not only went over here, but also cut to the side of Florida, which was accurate, but also cut through here too. So the path wasn't too accurate. I mean, it was accurate, but it was more like a sample of what the actual path was. Now, our more recent hurricane, Hurricane Ian, here's a predicted path. Here's the path of Hurricane Ian. There's one path headed to Jacksonville a bit, and here's one with a similar path. Side note, there was also a map that said it was going to hit Tampa. Here's Hurricane Ian's path after its death. This is the path. This is the history of its path. It went over here, and then went over here. It's regained strength to be a hurricane and hit over here. See the path? Pretty different, right? Also, sorry. Same with here. Look at the paths. Pause if you need to. Now, another reason when you're speaking about the weather are tornadoes. They are another part of weather that can be extremely deadly. The trouble is that we don't always know where a tornado will form or whether if a storm will form a tornado. You can think of it like this. You see a storm, but you assume there's nothing much to it. But then there's a tornado out of the blue. Now that there will be a tornado out of the blue, side note, it could be a funnel cloud, wall cloud, but it was never predicted to be there. Not that it will be the worst tornado in history, but tornadoes are very dangerous no matter what EF they are. EF stands for Enhanced Frigidity Scale. Side note, tornadoes' strength and damage are measured with the Enhanced Frigidity Scale. You can go to F1, EF0, F1, F2, F3, F4, F5. There's no F6. There is even a place called Tornado Alley where tornadoes mostly form. Tornado Alley has historical tornado events, but also tragic events such as the May 3rd, 1999 tornado, and also the May 1st, 2013 El Reno tornado. This is Tornado Alley, right here on the USA map. Now I'm here to show you the tornadoes reported. These are reported tornadoes from 2020 all the way to 2022. This is the annual tornado report of 2020. This is for all tornadoes that year. Now we're going to go into the months. This is January, February. In January we had tornadoes over here, a couple in Florida, one over here, mainly over here. Also, there's one over there too. For February, you also had some over here too. For April and May, we got some over here and a lot more over here. For May, we had some more over here, 2 over here, some over here, and 2 in Florida. Oh, we had a lot. There's a lot more in Florida. Now we got a lot in Oklahoma too. Again, Oklahoma's in Tornado Alley. Through June and July, which is, from what I remember, as quote tornado season, we have tornadoes over here, which is near Tornado Alley. Some in Florida, one over here once again, and we got some over here, 3 over here, 2 in Texas, 1 in Florida, some over here, 1 over here. Also, to whoever's watching, look at your area, or at least your state, and you might be surprised that there was a tornado there, and you might have not noticed at the time or don't remember. For August and September, we had some in Florida, 1 over here, almost 1 in Oklahoma, but 1 in Texas, and a bunch over here. Through September, we have 2 in California. I bet the damages were $1 million. And 2 in Texas, and some over here. Through October and November, we are now going into the fall season and winter season. We got some over here, and we got some over here too. In December, there were some in Florida, 2 in Texas, some over here too. Now this is also the winter time. Now we move on to the tornado reports of 2021. This is the annual report. This is all the tornadoes in 2021. Now I will show you the months of those tornadoes. Have a look, guys. Look at your location. over at January, we had 2 in California, some in Florida, 2 in Oklahoma. In February, we had some more in Florida. One, I don't know. And March and April, we got a lot in March. We got this state got slammed. This part of Texas also got slammed. We got some in Florida. Over here, we got 1 in California. We got some in Texas. And some in Florida too. For May and June, we got some in Oklahoma, some over here. A lot in Texas, a lot over here. Keep an eye on your area. We got some more in Texas, near California, couple in Florida. For July and August, we got a lot more spread around. We got some in Texas. I think this is Kansas. We got a few in Florida. A lot over here. For August, we got some in Florida, almost California, Texas, Kansas. I'm pretty sure this is Kansas. Not in Oklahoma. Some over here. September and October, we're starting to enter the fall season. We got 1 in California. We got 1 in Texas, and we got a lot over here. For October, we're starting to enter the fall season. We have a lot in Oklahoma this time. I bet more got hit again. More is a typical side note. More's hit with a lot of tornadoes, and I'm surprised people back then were able to live for so long there. I'm pretty sure more is still a thing. I bet home insurance definitely sold a lot. Anyways, we got a couple in Florida. A lot over here. And we got some over here. 3 or 4 of them, I think, in Oklahoma. Over here, this place, these guys got blasted. This was probably my best guess on why there was so much over here is probably a little derecho or a lot of storms. A lot over here. And 1 in Florida. 1 in Texas as well. Now we move on to 2022. Oh my god. This is for all the tornadoes reported. Now we move on to the months. January and February. This is January. We got some in Florida. Oh my god. After those, the poor guys. And we got some guys over here. Jesus. And I know this. And we got some more in Kentucky. Over here. We got some more over here. March and April. Moving on to the spring. We got a bunch over here. Some in Florida. Some in Oklahoma. Some in Texas. So over here. Over here we got some more in Florida. Kansas. Texas. So over here. We got more in Florida. We got more over here now. Look at that. This is in 2022. We got more over here. More over here. Some in Kansas, Texas, and Oklahoma. I think some more of these are in Ohio. We also got some more. We got and now in June we got 1 in Florida. Some over I think this is New Mexico. We got some more over here. Now we move on to July and August. This is still the summer. We got 1 over here. Some over here. Some in Kansas. 1 in Oklahoma. And over here too. And in August, this last year, we got 1 in California, New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma. We also got some scattered ones. We got some down here. September and October. Now we're entering the fall. We got some in a lot over here. I think over here is Miami. We got some in New Mexico, Ohio. I think that's Ohio. We got a bunch over here. Texas, California got hit again. New Mexico. We also got some over here. Now for November, December, now we're entering the winter. We got a lot more in here. We got Oklahoma, Texas affected, even 1 in California over here, and 1 over here. Over here we have some over in Oklahoma, Texas, and we got this place again. These guys over here just keep getting slammed. Now I'm gonna go back a bit. Look at this. This is Tornado Alley. Look at all the tornadoes over here now. Seems to me like tornado only moved to the east a little more. But look at the tornadoes. Look at your area, guys. This is really unpredictable. Sure, we can predict the severe weather part, but we can't predict we can predict the tornadoes a bit. But I think that's based on about how severe the storms can be. Look at this. Pause if you need to. All right. Now it's worth noting that all those tornado reports probably weren't tornadoes, or were tornadoes, but were probably just a bunch of tornadoes lower than an EF4. Now these were, again, side note again, these are based on reports. None of these were EF5s. These could have been just, these tornadoes probably just took down a couple of trees. But the point is that when there's a tornado, you need to take cover. There are also severe thunderstorms. No, not the typical thunderstorms where there's just rain, lightning, and thunder. These severe thunderstorms can produce heavy winds up to 50 plus miles per hour, and can make rain and hail, which are rain, and also hail, which are balls of ice that can be small as a penny, but also as big as a softball. All those softballs are rare. It's always advised to stay indoors during these storms. Another storm is a derecho, which are widespread thunderstorms that can live up for a long time. They can produce winds up to at least 15 miles per hour. They can also create about 100 miles per hour as well, which is as much as a EF1 tornado. Now the damage for these tornadoes. Now these were not EF0 damage. My best guess is that this was mid EF2 to EF3 damage. This for like this house, that was a decent, I would say an EF3 went through here. Like the main, like the EF3 mostly went over here somewhere. Like this was like the core of it. This mostly was from like part of the tornado. But of course we got scattered debris over here. These, again, tornadoes can like lift up cars like toys. So I can just imagine this, like if a tornado come by, it'll just pick up the truck and throw it. And it can also, when there's damage, you'll probably find cars that do not look recognizable. Even if you know your car by heart, it will probably still look unrecognizable. And they'll be lifted up high up to the air. Why? Because the winds can get underneath the car to pick them up, as if the tornado has hands picking up the car from underneath. Now this is hurricane damage. We got debris all over the place, and over here we got, again, structures destroyed, cars, trees down, derecho damage. We got tile roofs lifted, debris on the road. We also have, I think this is part of a wall or roof. I mean, it's kind of obvious, but there's damage there, and it's gonna, be disturbance. Now there are also blizzards that can take up power and leave with no heat, which is very dangerous. There are also fires that can burn down almost everything in its path, and floods can damage homes and, water in your house, making your walls wet. They can make a lot of damage, especially if you have a basement. They'll just turn into an indoor pool. The scary part is that you may or may never see or expect any of this stuff to come, so it's worth getting a Noaa weather radio, as well as some other alternatives to be prepared for the worst. In fact, storms don't really form in the mornings, because storms are to be made in the the warm air has to rise into the air, and only then do storms develop. So weather events like thunderstorms, supercells, and nitrates will most likely form in the morning, and will do their thing later in the afternoon, further proving that these storms are very unpredictable. Well, more to you, or just in general. Now, Noaa weather radios. Now, why should you still consider getting a SAME Noaa weather radio still? These Noaa weather radios have saved lives before, but listen to these videos if I can't convince you enough. Thank you, Midland, for letting me use these videos.
The
National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning for Johnson County.
Had this been an actual emergency, would you get the message that saves your family's life? Hello, I'm Bruce Jones, here to tell you about the Midland Weather Alert Radio. America has more severe weather than any place on Earth, where deadly storms can strike at any time. Most can be survived if you get the warning. When moments matter in protecting your family, bring life-saving National Weather Service warnings directly into your home with the Midland Weather Radio. It's designed to do just one very important thing, to save your family's life. With a direct radio connection to the National Weather Service, the moment a severe weather watch or warning is issued, you'll immediately hear a loud tone, followed by the official weather bulletin.
The National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning.
Wide awake or sound asleep, the 90 decibel emergency tone catches everyone's attention.
And at 4:10 in the morning, you don't hear that siren. And so you have a plan to get to safety, but if you don't have that weather radio to wake you up, you don't get to that safe place. And I absolutely believe that it would have saved our daughter's life.
Because early warning is your best protection, a Midland Weather Radio is your first line of defense to keep your family safe. It's like a smoke detector for storms.
It saved our lives. Me and my children and my dogs, it saved our lives. Because we had early warning with the weather alert radio.
When severe weather threatens your family, which technology can you depend on when you lose power or cell phone networks fail? Thanks to battery backup, you are still protected at all times. The Midland Weather Radio is designed to do just one thing, to save your life. Every home, school, and office should have a weather alert radio, and now is the time to put the power of Noaa weather alerts to work for you. Keep your family safe.
And just like I'm gonna say this, the batteries are not included. Although it's kind of obvious because almost everything is no batteries included anymore.
Severe storms can be terrifying, especially the ones that seem to come out of nowhere. That statement rings especially true for the Shipper family, who found themselves directly in the path of a major tornado that carved its way through Parkersburg, Iowa in the spring of 2008. Dennis and Sharon Shipper had purchased their Midland Weather Radio just 2 weeks before as a way to receive storm warnings, even if the electricity goes out.
We know now, if they give you a watch, starting with a watch, they'll say at noon, they say there's a tornado watch at 8 o'clock tonight, and it comes to be about 4:30 in the afternoon. It goes from a watch to a warning. Well, you better be ready now. And like I say, this little machine like this, you can tell them, I don't care where you go, you can tell them that could save one of your family's lives. Or anybody. You know, it's a no-brainer.
Sunday evening, May 25th, 2008, Dennis Shipper is about to leave for church when his weather radio alerts him to the dangerous storm.
And I came home a little after 4 and it was going off. And he heard it, it had just started. And the loud sound in the beginning of it. Then it said it was by Ackley. So then it got us concerned for our son and his wife and kids. And then it just said it was coming close. Kept saying it was by Awesomeville and Appleton and stuff. And he went downstairs to get ready and for church. And I had it on the kitchen counter there, and I was by the table, and it said confirmed tornadoes been spotted between Appleton and Parkersburg. Parkersburg residents get to shelter, and the siren hadn't gone yet. So after
this
that,
was warning before
the first, and then the siren went, seconds after that. Then,
thanks to this early warning, the Shipper family was able to take shelter in their basement. Within minutes, an EF5 tornado with winds of over 200 miles per hour was ripping through the neighborhood.
And I just asked the question, I said, how do you classify this? Well, he said, we got 2 teams of rounds, and they're both making the rounds. Then he said, we get our heads together and figure it out. But he said, I can tell you right now, this is an EF5. He says, no doubt in my mind. And he said to you people right along here, is where you got blasted. Yes. Oh, that was it. It didn't last very long, probably 30, 40 seconds was all over, but at the time it was eternity, I mean, when you hear stuff busting, cracking, glass, it was terrible.
The Shippers, 2 of their children, and hundreds of neighbors lost their homes. 7 people lost their lives while dozens more were injured. And because material things can be replaced, but lives cannot be, the Shippers believe everyone should invest in a weather radio.
I would recommend these to anybody and you can, wherever you go, you say you travel the United States, I don't care where you go, it's worth every penny.
For more information on how weather radios can help you stay safe during storms, visit MidlandUSA.com today.
How to be prepared for a power outage during storms. Some ways to be prepared for a power outage during a terrible storm is to get a power bank that has many charging options like a solar panel for when the storm is over. You can also find some emergency radios that are branded by Noaa with a Noaa weather radio station. These radios will allow you to turn a handle to charge them, which only requires muscle and hope your arm does not get tired soon. There are also emergency radios with a built-in flashlight, solar panel to charge, and a AM/FM radio station. All these products mentioned here on Amazon. And side note, emergency weather radios, not the SAME, no weather is the emergency kind, are also available on Walmart and Publix. I think there's also some ASME no weather radios in Walmart as well. Now, where to get where to get the SAME no weather radio? The specific brand of weather radios I'm trying to convince you to get are the Midland brand. The models you might want to look for are the WR120B and the WR400 models. They are available on Amazon and other retailers. Thank you to everyone who is watching this presentation. Hopefully this has convinced you enough to be more aware about how powerful Mother Nature can be and make you buy a ASME Noaa radio to stay prepared. Shoutouts. Shout out to everyone who allowed me to use their videos. Adam McVeigh62, Phantom Weather Channel, Irontons, iPhone Fan 2000, EES Weather, Sylveon, Gamer Jake, Sound Like YouTube, Wandering Weekends, and Midland USA. And these are all YouTube channels. Special thanks to Midland on Twitter for letting me use their videos on this Google slide. Sources. I'm gonna keep going, so take a moment to pause if needed. Alright, the presentation is now finished. Thank you for watching, and I hope that next time when you come across a weather alert, you will be more prepared than ever before. And again, please do not take these alerts for granted, because getting these alerts and getting shelter might just save your life, and these things do not happen every day. So it'll be quite unexpected. For just a quick story, there was a storm, huge storm that was heading to us, but all of a sudden, we don't have a no weather radio actually. So what happened was, I was using my radar app on my laptop, and as the storm came by, I get off the radar to do my usual stuff, YouTube, video games, or just watching Storm Chasers, and then all of a sudden, I get a notification on the side of my screen, a small notification, that a tornado watch is in effect on our area. And that's when I told my family and my Nana, and they had no idea. I was the first one to know. And if I didn't have the radar, like if I did not even open it, we probably would not have known. The only way we would have known is if I looked up at the internet website, or my Nana or my mom would have tune into a TV. So even we should get NOAA weather radio too. And I did not see this coming. It looked like a simple, typical thunderstorm. There was no tornado warnings that I remember of, but the fact that there was a tornado watch meant that a tornado the conditions are right for a tornado to form. And though we knew from the fastest way, the way we all knew was when I got that notification off of that radar app. The radar app is called My Weather. Again, quote, My Radar. I'll say again. The radar app I use is, quote, My Radar. Alright. Thank you to everyone who's watching. And goodbye. Thank you for watching my presentation. It means a lot to me.